I'm Kamara Daniel, and of course, as Uganda moves into a new phase of nutrition programming in 2026, we want to explore how the shift towards the multi-sector collaboration and also accountability in regards to nutrition policies in Uganda. And of course, I have Mr. Mwakha. He's a consultant nutritionist, a senior lecturer, and of course, will be giving us his perspective on the nutrition evolution regarding policy and the gaps here in Uganda. Mr. Ali, you're most welcome.
Thank you. In fact, thank you for being on this show. I find that nutrition is a big concern, and the budget stands at 26%. That's really strong, about 3% as opposed to 24. But 44% prevalence in Karamoja is still a crisis. It's to be looked at. I find that the double burden is a key issue with the prevalence of overweight or obesity being 29%.
Wow. Thank you so much for the wonderful statistics regarding the double burden. And of course, we want to talk about the nutrition action plan. From your professional standpoint, what's the single most critical missing link between the high-level national policy documents and what we see in the communities every day?
I find that the key missing link is lack of data to track the UNAP2. There is lack of routine district level data. We plan well, but cannot measure execution. For example, with stunting targets, the target was reduced to 19%, but we have just made 26%. And the policy gap is no mandatory local data systems. And maybe the way forward would be UNAP3 mandating district level nutrition dashboards, which are not there. And if they were there, it would really guide the implementation.
Excellent remarks from Mr. Ali. And we want to talk about now the double burden of malnutrition. While our policies have holistically and focus on undernutrition and stunting, there's a visible rise in the obesity now in the country, diabetes and hypertension. According to your perspective as a consultant, how do you feel the current policies shall address the current shifts in the malnutrition?
The current policies are more focused on undernutrition.
Yes,
that's the only issue. So it has diverted even training drugs and nutrition. So we need to retrain nutritionists to talk against because this is the key issue. 35% of the death are attributed to NCDs
in Uganda.
And when you look at consumption of fruits and vegetables, the key foods needed is only 12.2%. 12.2% of Uganda's eating fruits and vegetables. So we need to include preventive NCD counseling in training of nutritionists. They don't only focus on nutrition, but they can also focus on
overnutrition. Excellent. Thank you so much. We want to run and go to multi-sector collaboration. Them these ministries, departments, and agencies. How best can they work together to fully bring a unified food system policy and approach in the country?
Multi-sectoral collaboration is still weak because of one thing. No shared budget, no accountability. Each ministry is working alone in sync. So it becomes a challenge. So we find that the key barriers when we look at the UNAP2, it gave local government a role, but the implementation fails. And an example is we have the Cascade project trying to strengthen the district nutrition coordination committees to bring it out well. But maybe the way forward should be a unified system budget across the three ministries, Ministry of Life and Trade, should work on have budget to tackle this.
Wow, so the problem is the budget allocation and coming together as a team. We want to now demystify a complex around biofortification and commercial interests. How do you evaluate the balance between commercial food interests and the public health necessity for promoting indigenous, diverse, and whole food products in the country?
So I find that biofortification of crops is being used as a instead of a solution. The solution must complement the existing indigenous foods. I find that some of these are coming to replace. That's why the challenge comes in. So the risk is that even fortification compliance has not been perfect. Only 60%, for example, have complied with by fortification. So that remaining 40%, it's important. So you find that the scaling up nutrition sun project business network should prioritize medium and small medium enterprises selling these local products, the indigenous ones, because they are the key stakeholders bypassing this loop, and they can really account for 40%.
Excellent, excellent. These are international and consultant perspectives. His wealth of experience is really amazing. So we want to now talk about what policy reforms are necessary to ensure that nutrition becomes a self-sustaining and domestically prioritized at the district, local government levels. In your own perspective.
By working on nutrition as the backbone. You find that if as per the UNICEF conceptual framework, nutrition is one of the standing factors to develop malnutrition. But it's a result if Uganda cannot domestically fund nutrition and it's relying on
international donors.
So Uganda must domestically fund nutrition, and they should focus on district discretion development education grants, DDEC. They can try to nationalize it because the Cascade project is doing well with it, but it has been done in only 13 districts. So if it's done at national level, we shall have the same reliance on USAID, World Food Program, and other actors being distributed. And the way forward is to make nutrition a non-negotiable line item in every district budget. That's why we should nationalize it and fund it as a country.
Excellent. This is really interesting. Now, in the last bit of this interesting conversation with Mr. Ali, if, for example, you're the Minister of Health today, as the Minister of Health in Uganda, what specific regulation, the Uganda's current nutrition framework, would you immediately do to make sure that children have survived, and of course the double binary nutrition is managed? And what would it be, and why would you think so?
I will focus on school children. I would mandate daily school feeding using locally sourced food baskets all public primary schools in Uganda. Why? First of all, this will understand because most of these children nowadays are going to school at an early age. Even at some of the schools are having nursery middle. Then also it will do handle obesity because we are looking at locally sourced diets. And also it will create market for local farmers. So farmers are getting money to afford some of the estimates of which food is going to the school. Then also it will be an opportunity to teach these students better food habits. You know, habits can't be always at the time that it is
forgotten. Excellent. Thank you so much. I am Kamara, and I'm glad that we've concluded this call.
I stop. That's it.
You cross that.
It's when you're gonna